one, press any key kind of stuff, it little confuses there because it's very fast. It will going to bio settings. That is one thing, and this is second one, installation part. In the starting only there is little only need is a practice is required. After one or two installations, you will know what to do. Okay. So what is virtual machine? What is physical machine? What is machine? Like that kind of stuff. Is there. Okay. Okay, guys, we'll start with work group and domain. We discussed about a peer-to-peer and different type of servers. So based on the services, based on operating system, based on application. Okay. So based on hardware. So we discussed it. So what is this work group and what is the domain? Okay. So this is a very important question and very most common question is a work group and domain. Work group is a decentralized administration. Domain, centralized administration. Domain is centralized administration. Each and every system or a PC or a system or a computer has their own administrator. Okay. System controlled by local administrator only. Local administrator only. Okay. Next. So work group, one system on one PC. You can say one system or what computer. User. Sorry. Before that point, I will tell one more point. User information. Means user information means username, password, user settings. Okay. So stores in the local PC only. One system user cannot log in to other system. I'm typing it without explaining anything. Okay. Right. So like this. This is a work group. So what is a domain? Centralized administration. So we have a centralized server is there. A central server is there. No centralized server. For user authentication and control the system. Okay, so here it is a centralized server is there. Okay, centralized administration. Okay. We have a central admin controls all domain computers and users also. Can control means giving access, no access kind of stuff. User and computer information store in central PC only, central server only. So a user in domain can log in to any domain computer. Okay, so like this, we can enforce things to large number of users and computers. Okay, so I directly given a group policy kind of stuff. So that same thing is like this, system controlled by a local administrator. Okay. Enforce settings. 1 second. I'm trying to, yes. Hello. Yeah, tell me. What happened? Okay. So you can enforce settings to our local system only. Okay. Yeah, I done a definite differences between workgroup and domain and what is workgroup and domain. That's it. Last 5 minutes, I'll take a break for 5 minutes. Why I'm hearing my voice only? So what I'm trying to do is. Very good. You are watching my video, and you are better mute, right? Okay. Okay. So if you, how is the class now? Workgroup and domain. Understand? Not understand? Not at all understand? Give me some feedback.
Understand, sir.
Yes, sir.
Really, I don't understand anything. Very good. Really, I don't understand anything. That is not my style. Like I tell something and leave it. Okay, so even if it is take lot of time to explain, I don't give the time. Okay, so I have to act. This is where I like. There is. I took a classes, certain classes for a SD batches, service desk batches. I took some classes and HCL batches also, service desk batches I've taken. That time I explained very clearly about a work group and domain. This is common, so there are here same examples only. But look at here, guys. This is, for example, my C1 computer, C2, C3. These are the computer names. C4. I want one more. Okay. Or I can put add. I can add more. These are all in the network. These are all in the network only. No difference. Okay. So C5, C6. Okay. So I have totally 6 computers are there. All are in a work group. Work group means by default, all our systems are in a work group, individual systems only. In my laptop, I have a user account. I log into my account only. Okay. Like you have your own laptop, your own machine, right? So that is individual machines, not depends upon any centralized authentication kind of stuff. You have your own account, you log into your system like that. You have a this automatically when you go to the user account kind of stuff, you are a see in my PC, in my laptop only it is. I'm in a Windows 10 home. This won't work here, but still go to system. Okay, about, go to about. You can find your system configuration also here. Okay, what is your computer name? Your see processor, RAM, your system type, 64-bit OS, 64-bit processor, what operating system you are using, Windows 10 Home, and version installed on. I do not think this is this version installed on here, like that. Okay. Rename this PC like this. What I'm trying to do is rename this PC. I want to change my computer name. You can go to this option or you can go to this option. I'm going to this advanced option. Rename this PC advanced. Okay. Can you see? Workgroup is workgroup. Workgroup is workgroup. You can change it like a changing. You can change your computer name here and also member of workgroup or member of domain. It is disabled. Why? Because home edition cannot add it to domain because there is no local group policies. And of course, home edition is limited for a personal use only. If you have a professional or enterprise, you can able to add your computer to domain. You can become a member of domain. Okay. If you are a home edition only, you can be any of the work group. Here, name of the work group is work group. Name of the work group can be anything. Okay, like a temporary or maybe first floor, second floor, like that. So we can put a different group. It's a kind of a grouping computers in the hierarchical manner, like setup manner. Okay, so whatever it is, it's a work group and a domain. You are a member of domain or a member of work group. All our PCs are basically member of work groups only. Now understand, guys, the where the name is there. Member of work group. Our systems are basically a member of work group. Again, I'm not going depth of what is work group and inside the name of the work group and all, just work group only. Work group systems are individual systems. For example, I have an account here. For example, account name is A1. Okay, A1 is a user account here. A2 is a user account. A3, A4, A5, A6. So A1 information store in C1 only. A2 information stores C2. A3 information store C3, like this. So like this. A PC, a user is belongs to that PC. That information stores means username, password, settings, applications, entire control information stores in this PC only. For example, he is a first user. He can able to control it. He can able to do disk management, service management, local group policies. He can able to do it. Local group policies. He can able to rig management. He can able to do it. Registry management. Right. He can install application. He can uninstall the applications. Okay. So he is the administrator. So he can able to do everything for his system only. The question is, guys, tell me, is A1 can able to log into C2 and can he perform some any task here? Can he able to log in at least?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because of A1 information not there in the C2 computer. Not there in the C2 computer. This is the first thing you have to understand. So each individual PC works as their alone only. Next. For example, I have a computers like a 300, 400 computers are there. All of the sudden, there is a some computers are not working. Now on the shift, these computers, no one is there. A4, A5, A6 user accounts are there, but currently their shift is not started. So PC is available. So A1 want to log in here. So A2 want to log in here. A3 want to log in here. They cannot log in. Why? Because of A1 user information not there in a C4 and C5 and C6 also. Like A1, A2, A3 information are not available in these species. So what we have to do? You have to create a separate account. You have to create a A1 account here, A2 account here, A3 account. For example, again, lot of changes occur. 100 computers, 300 employees. So each PC, you have to create a multiple accounts. 3-4 accounts you have to create if situation is changing, right? So is it easy like that? Can you go and each and every PC can be able to create a multiple accounts? It's not much easy, right? Each and every PC, 300 computers, 400 computers, or 1000 computers. 5-6 computers are okay, but 100 computers, 300 computers, it is very difficult. Second, okay, you understand point, right? So user, administrator, individual administrator, local group policies, and as well as one user cannot log into other system, and in one system we can't create a multiple users. That is practically it is heavy. Next, for example, this is my desktop, so you can see my desktop background. So people are putting different type of desktops, right? They put some pictures, some kind of pictures like Avengers, Joker. Now movie released in RRR, Radheshyam. I don't know what movies are released recently. Okay, they what are the movie hero, heroine, girls are there. Girls means like a flowers, puppies, cats, babies. Always they put in the screen. Okay, I've seen in our Pune office mainly. So whenever I go to their system, then definitely there is a puppy. Okay. Okay, so that's like a, we can't control the people, right? There is a 300 computers, 500 computers. Can you able to say each and every computer? So you cannot change your desktop background. Yeah, morning we done one practical, right? That is remove recycler bin. So I want all 300 computers remove their recycler bin. So what I have to go? I have to go to each and every PC, open the local group policies, go to user configuration, desktop, find out where is remove recycler bin icon from the desktop, enable the policy, update the policy, sign out and sign in. For one system is okay. Think like you are an administrator, you have to do for a 300 or 500 or 1000 computers. Can you able to do it or not? For individually. Understand, morning we done a practical, right? So how to remove recycler bin from the desktop. You remember that practical? So it's a morning, sir. We'll leave in morning only. Morning things morning only. Evening things in evening only. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So you
sir.
leave everything morning thing morning only. Okay. The morning we done a practical. That is how to remove not how
Yes,
to remove. We create a policy. Remove recycler bin icon from the desktop, right? So I done for a system one local PC, one local PC, that is a work group PC I done. Think I have a 100 work group PCs are there. You have to go to each and every PC and you have to create this policy. You have to do that point. So how much time we have taken to do that one? So almost like a 22 minutes. It's a 5 minutes practical only, but we done a 22 minutes. Like if you take 5 or 10 minutes for doing it, think 100 computers. 5 minutes to do, 5 minutes to verify. Means starting, ending kind of stuff. Think like it is a 10 minutes for each one. 100 computers. How many minutes? 100 into 10. By that time you will die, right? Then 200 computers, 500 computers. What will happen? If large number of computers are there, you have to do some task, like you have to enforce certain settings. What will happen? More burden. More burden. The administrator work will be increases. Burden on administrators. Each and every piece. Now, my senior admin said like, no, we have to apply a group policy or a firewall setting. We done firewall setting also, right? Ping command, firewall setting. So you have to do firewall setting on each and every computer. So there is a 500 computers. Go to each and every computer, do the firewall setting. Then again, I have to go to each and every PC, do the firewall setting. Is it possible or it is possible? But point is, lot of burden increases on the administrators, users, right? Lot of disturbance will create. Guys, understand that point at least?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how to do this thing with a centralized? Okay. So I put a centralized server. Okay. This centralized server is a domain controller. This centralized server is a domain controller. Here in this one, what is a domain? Again, we have to write here. What is domain? Guys, domain or AD domain. So some people, when we ask a question, they type immediately in a Google. So in a domain, then Google suggests lot of answers, but we don't know which one is correct answer. Then we'll tell some answer. People tell domain is a URL. Domain is a kind of thinking IP address, group of IP addresses, group of computers like that. So that's why I put a bracket AD domain. So if you want to search in Google, AD domain, okay, because of domain is an English word. So guarantee like Google also try to give some different type of domain related answers, not only Active Directory domain. So currently better such as a Active Directory domain. What is a domain? What is domain controller? What is Active Directory? These things. So point is, it is a logical administrative boundary of users and computers. That is called a domain. Then what is this Active Directory? What is this Active Directory? Okay. This is also called as ADDS, Active Directory Domain Services. What is AD or Active Directory? Active Directory Domain Services because Active Directory is a old name, but a lot of name changings are there. So Active Directory Domain Services is a directory service. Provide a directory service. So what is this directory service? Active Directory database. It maintain a Active Directory database. It's a database. Stores identity of user. Users are also, yes, also you can put it, or user. Computer. Unnecessarily, no, not required. Absent small letter, we put a grammatically mistakes. Lot of mistakes we do. Identity of users, groups, computers, users. So anyway, we have multiple users, computers, groups, resources, and services. Stores. What is Active Directory database stores? Identity of users, groups, computers, and other resources and services. Other resources and services. What is meaning of resources? I done mistake here. That's why I don't I'm getting problem. Resource. This is resource. I put some different. Okay. Other resource means others. Resource means like a printer, scanners, okay, storage devices, like that is other resources. And Active Directory also do authentication service. When user log into domain or a network, anybody can use it. When user is log into domain or a domain computer. Okay. Also do authentication service. Okay. So here it is. Active Directory database. I said a database means it is nothing but a file contains the data, right? So what is a database? Name is ntds.dit. dit. Okay. Active Directory database name is ntds.dit. Again, ntds.dit means, guys, NT, whenever you get NTFS, new technology file system, Windows NT, Windows new technology, NT means new technology, remember. New technology directory service. Okay, dot directory information tree, not domain. So carefully, directory information tree. Okay. New technology directory service, directory information tree. Okay, next. I said Active Directory also do authentication, right? So what is this authentication protocol? What protocols it use it to authentication is KEYR, BR, OS, Kerberos, also LDAP. Kerberos port number is 88. Port number is 88, 389. You know, a lot of people we told like compulsory check the port numbers. So people simply ignores. But port numbers are very simple. Usually people don't like the simple things. It is a bakwas. Or will tell like he is like a maybe old guy we didn't see. Okay. We've seen lot of interviews, lot of technologies, lot of work with that one. Even I worked in a lab, but I have no lot of things. Okay. Port numbers are very important. Understanding of port numbers are very important. Protocols and port numbers. Without knowing protocols and port numbers, how much big job you got it or a work you are getting it. But it's just like a without you are traveling on a aeroplane without a wings type only. Okay, so wings are very important. Without a wings, you're traveling like or like without base, without a pillar. Okay. You know, I see like a lot of people, even they claim that there are senior administrators. They don't understand what is IP address. They got a job because of some different aspects. Okay, but when it is comes like these are very important. And of course, for your interview also, print port numbers are important, guys. I'm telling. Suddenly, I will ask tomorrow. Maybe if possible, I will ask. Okay, in my class always. So all previous things will be repeated. Now I'm not repeating, but still it is there. I will repeat. Okay. Don't worry. In a server, we'll repeat everything. Okay. So not repeat means I will ask questions. So compulsory answer is there. A domain is a logical administrative boundary of users and computers. Active Directory domain services or Active Directory database stores identity of users, computers, groups, and services. Active Directory also do authentication when user log into domain or domain computers or any domain. Domain means it's a network. Active Directory database name is ntds.dit. NTDS means New Technology Directory Service, Directory Information Tree. For authenticate users, okay, so we use a protocol called like Kerberos and LDAP. So for you, I put a cap letters KERBEROS, Kerberos. It is a very strong authentication protocol, very strong three-way authentication protocol type. Okay. So a lot of people can know. So when Linux is started, or Windows was Windows is no security at all. Anyone is can able to hack it. Okay. So this is a like a it is there from so many years. Windows is always compromised. It never, guys. Otherwise, why these many organizations using Windows operating system? Why we are using Windows operating system? Why Windows Server is more popular? Why costly? It is also costly. Okay. While Linux different, like everything has their own different purposes is there. Okay, so this is point Active Directory, and we'll come back to this. The domain controller contains this Active Directory database. Active Directory maintain this database. Now in this database, this is my database. Look at here. I put a users here, user 1, user 2, user 3, user 4, user 5, user 6, now user 7, user 8, user 9, user 10. So totally I created a 10 users in the database. Oh, okay. Next. Also I added a clients C1, C2, C3, C4. Yeah, that's enough. We'll see remaining things later. Okay. C1, C2, C3, C4 PCs are I added to domain. Like I showed rename this PC advanced. There I showed member of work group, member of domain is there now. So I went to C1, added to domain, member of domain. C1 is a member of domain, C2 is a member of domain, C3 is a member of domain, C4 is a member of domain now. Now it is become a logical administrative boundary. All PCs S1, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6 are in the same network. Okay, but as per the domain, this is my domain space. This is my domain space. Of course, you can like this domain space. Because of that zero went somewhere, the circle went somewhere, like I put it. Even if I have a printer here, for example, I have a printer. The printer is also a part of my domain. In case it's a network printer, printer is a part of my. So that's I will put a printer 1 like this. Resources. Okay, so this is a logical administrative boundary of users and computers. Now tell me, guys, user 1 want to log into C1. He can able to log in because of C1 is in the domain, user 1 information also in the domain. So what will happen here? See, user 1 want to log into C1. He can able to log in. So how it will log in? First, when you put a user 1 and say your domain name, authentication will go to the server. Authentication go to the server. Server authenticate the user 1 and make it as a login here. Same goes here. User 2 want to log into C2. it send a verification means for authentication. Our domain controller authenticate user 2, and user 2 can able to log in here. Same goes like a user 3, user 4 log into C3 and C4. Now the question is, this is today. Tomorrow people want to change their places. Tomorrow. For example, user 5 want to log in here, and user 4 is want to log in here. User 1 is want to log in here. User 2 is want to log in here. There's someone is missing, but still no problem. Can they log in like that tomorrow? Like this? Means after logout from previous user 2, 3, 4, they change the places. Can they log in like this or not? What happened?
Login, sir.
Very good. So they can able to log in because of it is in the domain. There are a domain users. So as I said earlier, users in the domain can log into any system, any computer, those who are in the domain. Now the thing is, who is missing? User 1, user 2. So user 3 is unable to log in. Now user 3 want to log in here. Can he log in C5?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
No, no, no.
No?
It is not in domain.
Why yes? Why no?
It is not in domain.
It is not in the domain. Okay. So user 3 cannot able to log in. Very good. So that's the point I am trying to tell at that point. Only you can log into your domain only. You cannot log into other than your domain. Either this PC is in the work group or in a different domain. We don't mind. Only thing is this C5 is belongs to my domain or not? So then only my domain users can able to log in. Otherwise, we don't have any relationship. So my sir told one example, means the when I learned this server, not server 2016 or 19, it is that is NT 2000 2003 up to 2003 only. Okay. So there is a political parties, for example, XYZ party, ABC party is there. Two parties are there. So in a XYZ party, they put a one rule. From tomorrow onwards, everybody should wear white and white dress only. And there is a candidate in a ABC party. Is this rule applied for this person? Not applied, right? So it is applied to those who are a member of this XYZ. It not applied to others. Okay. So XYZ party, they want to start like this. What they want to say, like from tomorrow onwards, for next month onwards, for example, next month onwards, we'll give 10,000 rupees for all party members. All people who are working in the party, at least give minimum salary is 10,000. So these guys will get 10,000 from XYZ. But is a person who is belongs to another party or who is not belongs to any party, these two are won't get anything from XYZ. Understand? So that is for explanation purpose only. Do not compare with one political party with another political parties nowadays. Okay. Okay. So that is very dangerous today. Never compare. Guys, understand the concept? Member of domain, not a member of domain. Okay.
Yes, sir.
The last point I told here in the domain, enforce various settings. As I said earlier in our group, I created a policy. But the policy is applied individually will take a lot of time. So what I'm trying to do is I create a group policy here and apply this group policy to a particular user base or a computer base or everyone. But whatever it is, I create a policy and apply. The policy is affected on C1, C2, C3, C4, like this, user or a computer base. It means I create a policy. I said, give the printer access to all users. Give the printer access to all users. Or everybody desktop must be shown our company logo only. Our company logo only. Everybody desktops shows our company logo only. Or everybody firewall setting is like this. Like I create a policy, and through that policy I can able to control all the pieces. It means centralized one time only will create a policy, but it is applied to multiple users and computers. Understand, guys, this group policy thing? Okay, so this is finally work group, domain, and domain. So why domain is separate? Because when it is comparing work group and domain, you have to compare like this. Work group is a decentralized administration. Domain is a centralized administration. In a work group, each PC is an individual PC, not controlled by anyone. It controls itself only. It has its their own administrator. Domain administrator is administrator of every PC. Okay, so here you have to rewrite this point, or I can see domain admin is admin for all type. Okay, so that is the point. Okay, next we can enforce settings to our system only, but in a domain through domain controller, so we can create a policy and we can apply the policy for a large number of users and computers. We can able to do it. In a work group, we are not depending upon any centralized server for authentication or a controlling kind of stuff. In a work group, you cannot log into any other computers because of you don't have account in there. If you create another account, same name account, only name is same, but your authentication is different. In domain, it is not like that. It is a centralized authentication, centralized administration, and centralized authentication. I didn't write in like that, so right. Centralized authentication is there. Okay, we use a centralized server called a domain controller. We use a centralized server called a domain controller. Okay, so centralized administrator, right? So this is work group and domain. Guys, this is the one very common question in any interview, either now or later. This is the one of the common question in networking and servers. On both the side, it is very important. Next, what is the domain again? So we are separating from work group and domain. What is specifically a domain? A logical administrative boundary of users and computer. Within that boundary, your domain controller control users and computers. Active Directory is a domain services. It's a directory service. Active Directory database stores identity of users, computers, groups, and services and other resources. Active Directory also do authentication when user is logged into domain or domain computer. When it is login, username authentication, user and password authentication will be done. Okay, Active Directory database. Database means it's a kind of file contains the data, right? The data. What is the data in the database? user information, computer information, group information, like that, right? So ntds.dat, new technology directory service, directory information tree. Okay, so we use a two type of protocols called Kerberos and LDAP. Kerberos port number is 88, LDAP is 389. Kerberos specifically Microsoft related. Of course, it is an open protocol, anybody can able to use it, but majorly it is built by Microsoft only. It is actually came from Microsoft only, as I know. Okay, of course, there is a question called what is Active Directory? Active Directory is a Microsoft service. Only Active Directory. Microsoft is a proprietary, like only the word they use only Microsoft only. Because of this Active Directory, the Windows servers are become more important than any other. Because any other protocols are not much kind of stuff. Mostly there are open source protocols. Okay, so it is a Microsoft service introduced in a 2000 server. Okay, LDAP is open service. You can build your own LDAP servers without Windows servers. You can do LDAP in Linux. Okay, so whatever it is, this is the point. I want to add one small link here. Guys, type in Google interview questions by Vishnu Prasad, like this. Google it, interview questions by Vishnu Prasad. So he will give questions and answers. Like you can go to this site. It's a Google site only. There are separate almost like there is a 69 sessions are there. You no need to go to any sessions until unless you're required to go to that one. Like you have a doubt, you can go to that one. Like run command, what is VPN? The technologies here in the list is a old technologies, like it up to 2003 only, not even a 2008 also. 2008 also very less. But theory is very important. But point is, in a home, you'll get a interview. These are the most common questions are covered here. What is operating system? Type of operating system? What is a server? What is VPN server? Okay, so this kind of big answers you can avoid it if you normally we can't able to read it. See, 2000 server active directory is there. NT server no active directory, but don't require guys this much of big. You can't read it, you can't remember it, and that too it is very rare questions. So without wasting time in the very big questions and answers, go pass on it. So go to what is active directory. Active directory is the main concept of 2003 network. Store all information about whole network such as user, printer, computer. See, like it is. Okay. What is tree? What is forest? What is DC? What is ADC? What is child domain? What is OU? What is group policy? Permissions. Okay. Default gateway. What is default gateway? Okay. What are the master roles? Okay. What is SCSI? Your IP address ranges, hardware router, hardware firewall, software firewall, domain controller. So some are not required, some are required. What is ping? Okay. So what is SID? What is printer? What is chatting? Okay. So what is encryption? That much not required, but still, if you want, you can read it. Reading, learning is not a problem, guys, always. Okay. If you don't understand, so if you don't think it is not belongs to us, you can skip it. If you understand, okay. If you don't understand or you feel it is not belongs to us, you can leave it. You can go for next. So what are the master operation roles? This is belongs to us. Okay. So this is booting files of 2003 time, that time old one. This is not there now. Okay. Few things we can understand, few things maybe may not be, but still very common things. Go through once, you will understand. Networking they covered very good way. Peer-to-peer, client and server, LAN, WAN. kind of stuff, man, okay, NIC, twisted pair cables, fiber optical cables, straight cables, topologies, okay, technologies, hub switch router, IP address, okay, so that's a NAT proxy servers, okay, firewall, protocol, okay, application layer, presentation layer, like that. So few points. TCP ID, TCP UDP. This is a very important question. TCP UDP differences is very important question. Okay, what is DoD model? Okay, some are important, some are may not important, some are not at all required, but still better go through once. It won't take much time, guys. It won't take much time. Do not think we can cover in one day. If you see the list, it is very big list. So just go through once, understand good, not understand good, or maybe frequently visit at least. It's not like that, sir, I am started reading from tomorrow and then it is tomorrow and then it is only tomorrow. Like every day it is become a tomorrow. But point is go through once like this one. Just go through once. Okay. What are there? Just look at once. Tomorrow, what you will do? Related means what are the things we discussed in the classroom? At least a simple name I given. So go through that points only. At least if you go like this, means what are the things we discussed in networking in a Windows 10, or randomly I tell some names like a VPN server kind of stuff. Go through once. I told about server, peer-to-peer kind of server like that. Go through only based on what we are discussed. At least you will become more stronger in that one. Okay, means at least you can able to tell some line in the at the time of interview, or at least you will get some idea. So we don't know who is this candidate, but lot of questions, very basic interview questions are covered. Okay, guys, in your interview, they may ask very big questions, but apparently very small questions are there. Very generalized questions are there. Okay, it means this is very simple questions. What is OU? What is domain? What is workgroup? If you are hesitated to give very small things like what is this Butler port number, Butler service port number, what is this protocol? If you are hesitated to give a small answer, small questions related answer, they think you don't know anything, right? They think you don't know anything. I ask very
Yes, sir.
simple question. What is your name? Yeah, tell me, tell me. Okay. Yeah, I forget to stop recording.